Page 11, it's fun to play. In this lesson, they're introducing you to bar lines and measures. So let's talk a little bit about music notation. Music notation is the symbols and things that tell you how to make the right notes and sounds to make music. Examples of music notation is the duet parts at the bottom of the pages that the teacher plays or I play. That's music notation. We're going to learn all about that as we go through these books, where we just take it a little bit at a time because there are a lot of symbols. And once we introduce a symbol, you're expected to remember it from then on. So far, we've had quarter notes and quarter rests. Hopefully, you'll remember those, but you're going to use them a lot. Now, let's talk bar lines and measures. Bar and measure in music are actually used interchangeably. It could be either one. Some people will call them bar lines, and some people will call them measure lines. Some people will call them measures, and other people will call them bars. And I'm liable to call them either one. A bar line or a measure line is that vertical line, the line goes up and down, that you see occasionally. Look at the bottom of the page on page 11. You see all that mess of stuff going on down there? Well, look across and you'll see occasionally a line that goes through those vertical. There. Those are bar lines or measure lines. A measure or a bar is the distance between those lines. It's the space in there is a measure. And a lot can go on in a measure or a bar. We use them again for counting. Because in counting, we don't go always just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the time. Could probably, but we don't. We generally use the numbers and we count up to the end of the measure. And then for the next measure, we start over. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the counting has to be steady. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a steady counting according to however many counts are in a measure. And that's what this is here. Now on the workout at the top of the page, I want to caution you. I have problems with what some of these books are doing. There are different techniques. Technique is how you physically go about pushing the notes down and moving the hands around and all kinds. That's the technique. There are different techniques. And they've evolved over the years because pianos today are not the same as they were 200 years ago. Yeah, different instruments. So our technique is different, slightly. But different teachers teach different techniques. And generally, a teacher just teaches what they've been taught. So you're going to get taught whatever your teacher's been taught. And another teacher may teach you something else. And it gets confusing. I've had 5 different concert pianist teachers. And they all had a slightly different approach. And some of them had different technique. Doesn't matter. You do what your teacher is telling you to do while you study under them. And if you happen to get a different teacher, you do what they tell you to do. You got to stay flexible. Just do what you're told while you study under that teacher. I'm going to teach you the technique that, or more or less, that I learned, that I use today. I learned it in college. It's unfortunate I had to wait so long. It was my next to the last teacher I had, my 4th of the 5 concert pianists, who made me start over and redo my technique from the ground up. And that's the technique I'm still using. And that basis of that technique is you stay relaxed. You don't get all tense. You see some people playing. No, we're going to stay relaxed. There's other ways of doing this without doing this. And in this workout thing, the developing strong joints, no. Don't worry about it. Your joints are strong enough right now. You don't have to do muscle exercises or joint exercises to play the piano. It's fine. Because I use gravity, weight, to push the notes down. I don't use muscle. I'm simply lowering which finger I want the weight to be on. I'm using the weight. It takes no muscle at all. I mean, a little kid can do this. In fact, little kids do use gravity because they're not strong enough to use the fingers. It'd be nice if they could continue to do that throughout, even while they're grown up. So this business of pushing down and all this junk, I don't recommend. I don't agree with that at all. But if your teacher does, you just do whatever they say. Now let's talk this fun to play thingy and see what we got here. It looks like we're using right hand only. We're still using the group of 3 black keys here. Different groups, whatever, like we did before, only the right hand. And they're only showing 2 groups of black here and here, but we need 4. So you can either start lower and use all 4. You can come down here, or use the same group of 2 again. I don't care. You decide how you're going to do it. The point is, in the book, they're only showing 2, but we need 4, so you got to go back and do it again. And basically, it's the same thing we just did. You second finger twice, third finger twice, fourth finger 3 times, rest, and during the rest, you're coming up. You're moving on the rest. That's all we're doing here. How fast you go is up to you, but keep it a steady beat. And if you're going to count it, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You just repeat the count. You don't go 1, 1, 1, 1 all the time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, when you're counting. Now, a word about counting. We count the rhythm out. The rhythm is the long shorts of the notes. Now, how long you hold a note down, that's rhythm. We count the rhythm out when we're first learning a piece to make sure we get it correct. Once you know what the rhythm is, you don't count it anymore. You just feel it. I'm going to talk a lot about feeling as we go through these books, because we do a lot of feeling in music. It's important. We don't want just note, 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 note. We want to feel something. It's hard to feel anything right now, but we'll do the best we can. The point is, don't always count it. Just count it to get the rhythm. Now, there is an imagination station here. If you want to get brave and imaginative and go out and explore things. Saying the teacher can teach you to play that thing on page 7, the teacher's part. Well, let's go back to page 7 and take a look at it. At the bottom of the page, you don't necessarily read the music. The point is, we're playing all black keys only here, but we're using both groups, 3 and 2 both. And all he's doing is 1. The left hand is staying on the same note. It's not changing. The right hand is changing. So you get that. That's what it is, until at the end, so you're doing that, ba, ba, ba. You want to try that? You don't have to go that fast, but you can play that just as a piece on its own. If you want to try that, experiment a little bit. You don't have to play it up here. You can play it down here. Just make sure they're even. I tend to go a little fuzzy. You're not playing quarter notes here. It doesn't matter. You're just playing the notes. Don't worry about what kind they are. They're all even. But you can have fun with that on your own. I'd like to play this duet at the bottom of the page, and you play this fun to play thing. Now remember, you got to play this fun to play thing twice, because we got to have 4 measures of these. So each group of 4 quarter notes, you see that line, that bar line. So each group of 4 quarter notes is in a measure. And there's 4 measures going across, but we need 8 measures total. So you got to play it twice. Now this duet part goes a little quicker. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. I may not take it full speed. I don't know how fast the CD plays it. I really don't care. This is how fast I'm going to go. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.